Hey there, MiniWarGaming fans. My name is Jay, one of the new content producers, and this is my first of hopefully many battle reports. Today, I'll be facing Dave with his mighty Blood Angels, and he'll be facing my Jay Knights. They're like Grey Knights, but better, or worse, depending on the day. And we'll be playing 1,850 points of Warhammer 40k. So, let's get to our lists.
So here we have 1,250 points of Drago Wing Grey Knight goodness, which I like to call my Jay Knights, led of course by Lord Keldor Drago right here. On the left, we have a squad of 6 paladins with assorted war gear, 2 Psy cannons, a hammer, some halberds, and especially an apothecary to give them all feel no pain. Up at front, this little guy is the Vindicare Assassin. He is my little tool that he will take care of any vehicles that Dave has to bring. And behind him are another squad of 5 paladins with 2 Psy cannons. And now here is Dave describing his 1,250 points of Blood Angels.
Okay, first off, we have, led by the army, is a librarian. He's got a force weapon, and his 2 psychic abilities are the Blood Angel Codex psychic abilities, Unleash Rage, which is preferred enemy, and also Sanguine Sword, which is strength 10. Then we have a Sanguinary Priest. He's actually a Sanguinary Priest model. He grants Feel No Pain and Furious Charge to any friendly unit that is within 6 inches. Then, actually, I am mistaken. I changed my mind. My Sanguinary Priest is Brother Corbulo. Brother Corbulo is a little bit stronger because not only does it do the same things that I just mentioned, but he has it himself, and his Feel No Pain is 2+. And he's got some other stuff that we'll go over later on in the game. Now for actual troops, we have 2 Assault Marine squads. Each squad is decked out with Power Fist on the captain and 2 Meltas. They're both exactly the same. In the back are a squad of Devastators. We've got 4 plasma cannons. No proxying happening there. It's actually 4 plasma cannons. Worthy painting, painted up the Devastators and these models in front, except for Brother Corbulo. These Assault Marines. And this Predator, this Bale Predator, is worthy painting. This is equipped with Flamestorm cannon and Heavy Bolter on the sides. Then we have 3 Land Speeders in the back. They are each equipped with 2 multi-meltas each. And that is my 1,250 points.
First we roll to see who goes first, and for deployment, I roll a 3, and Dave rolls a 1. And of course I choose first turn. For our mission, we rolled and we got the Emperor's Will, and for our deployment, we have Dawn of War. So that means that we each get to put an objective in our own areas, and at the end of the game, whoever controls the most objectives wins the game. And now for deployment. So you won't be able to see it now, but I put my objective in the ruins. That's basically the large building ruins on the far left. So what I decided to do was allow Drago and the squad of 6 paladins to run for Dave's objective while protecting my objective with the squad of 5 paladins and the Vindicare Assassin. That way anything that came their way they can shoot at and kill, and Drago Wing is extremely resilient. I did not really take into consideration how many multi-meltas and meltaguns Dave had in his arsenal, but still, sticking Drago up ahead at the very front, I knew that he gets his 3+ invul and Feel No Pain to most of these, so he will take a lot of the firepower himself. Dave, on the other hand, basically lined up his 2 assault squads exactly opposite of Drago and the squad of paladins, lined up his land speeders on the very other side, so they are going to swoop in and shoot the squad from the side, and he put his Ball Predator in the center of the table, which he was going to scout move anyway. Brother Corbulo is going to be directly hidden behind his objective, which, as I mentioned earlier, the objectives are the large oil can towers. Right now, Dave has 1 assault squad directly in front of it, and 1 assault squad lined up to go take on Drago. So here's what the table looked like after deployment. There you can see my objective in the middle of the ruins, surrounded by the paladins. Also, you'll notice 2 trees in the center of the table. We've decided that those were going to be mysterious trees and roll off for whenever a squad got to one of the trees, it'll count towards both of them. And here's Dave's Blood Angel army with his objective right there, also very well guarded by an assault squad and the land speeders. And Dave decided to scout his Ball Predator. I rolled for Grand Strategy, and I got one squad since it's a D3, and therefore I gave Drago's squad the counterattack special rule. Dave rolled for Red Thirst, however he did not roll a single one to give any of the squads Red Thirst. Dave tried to seize the initiative, however rolled a 1, the exact opposite of what he needed. Therefore I got to go first, and there we are assigning those trees as mysterious terrain. J-Knight's turn 1. I started off with moving Drago and his Paladin squad towards the Assault Marines. I also activated the mysterious terrain trees, which we will roll for in just a moment. I also moved up the Paladin squad that was near the objective. I made sure to keep them a little bit closer to the objective, however, just to get them a little bit farther, so closer to range, so that they can shoot anything that came their way, such as the Ball Predator. I fired at the Ball Predator with the Vindicare Assassin, since it was perfectly in range and would do some damage. Of course I hit, and then I rolled 46 for penning, and of course I rolled a pen. For one on the pen table, I rolled a 4, however since it's AP1, it was actually an explosion. How far? We rolled 4 inches, which wasn't far enough to hit anything around it. Then rolled for the mysterious terrain, and I rolled a 5, which meant an overgrown spine thorn. This means
Units in an overgrown spine thorn receive a 2+ cover save against wounds, glancing, and penetrating hits caused by grenades.
I fired at the closest assault squad using Drago's squad. Here are the Stormbolter shots, the red ones being Drago's, pretty much all of them hit, and needing 4s, I rolled 4 wounds. I then rolled for the Psy Cannon shots, again most of them hit, and this time I only needed 2s, 6s rending, so I got 1 rend and the rest wounded. Dave rolled and failed 6 out of 8 armor saves. I was completely blown away. So this entire squad was almost wiped out in one shooting phase. He did a leadership test but rolled a 7 so that he passed. It was turn 1. Dave lost a lot of guys, so now it's time to seek vengeance on the Drago Wing. He moved up all of his land speeders to get a better shot with his multi-meltas at Drago's squad. He then moved up his assault squad to hopefully get them into close combat this turn. However, even after moving them up, they still needed out 10 inches, so a 10 on the roll to get into close combat, so it'd be a bit of a challenge. He then moved up Brother Corbulo to give that squad feel no pain in case they can't get into close combat, so then if I shoot them. And finally, he moved those 3 remaining assault squad members up as well to hopefully get them in close combat, and also to Melta the squad led by Drago. So first, the multi-Meltas from the land speeders at the Drago squad. All but 1 hit, and all of them wound. As one of my paladins is the closest to the squad, all the wounds have to be placed on him until he dies. So after he fails his very first 5+ invul, he is instant killed, and then the rest of the wounds have to be placed on Drago because he is the closest to the squad. I roll for Drago's 3+ invul due to his Storm Shield, and then he gets Feel No Pain. However, he fails his Feel No Pain and thus gets 1 wound, so 3 wounds remaining. The Devastators then shoot the squad using their plasma cannons and center the blast right over the Apothecary. For the first blast, he used his Signum and therefore hit directly since the guy was at ballistic skill 5. The second blast also hit directly since it only scattered 3 minus 3 inches. The next one scattered completely off, it scattered 7 inches in the completely wrong direction. And the final one scattered 8 inches back, which also missed them all completely. So 6 hits needing 2s to wound, therefore got 4 wounds on the squad. Strength 7, AP 2, all going on Drago, since he was the closest to the squad. So 4 3+ invols, in which he failed 2 of them. He gets his Feel No Pain, because they won't cause instant death. And he passes 1 of them. Therefore, they take 1 more wound off Drago, leaving 2 more wounds remaining. The first assault squad fired at Drago, however only one Melta and 2 pistols were in range, of which 1 Melta and 1 pistol ended up causing a wound, all on Drago. I tried to look out Sir the wound away from Drago, and succeeded, and therefore put the wound on that guy, and so I rolled for his invul, and failed, however I still get feel no pain, and I failed his feel no pain. So 1 wound on the Paladin with the side cannon. And then I rolled for Drago, and he was still good. The second squad then fired on Drago's squad again. This time 2 pistols and 1 Melta were in range. The Melta hit, however the pistols did not, unfortunately. And the Melta wounded Drago. Once again, I tried to look out Sir the wound, and succeeded by rolling a 6. So I put it back on that Paladin with the side cannon, because this will instant kill. I rolled for his invul, and he died. No feel no pain, because it would cause instant death. And he ran Brother Corbulo 1 inch forward. So now the assault phase. So the first squad declared their assault, so I get to Overwatch. So 10 Stormbolter shots on the squad, of which 3 hit. And out of those 3 hits, 2 of them wounded. He tried to look out Sir both the wounds off the Sergeant, and 1 got through and 1 had to go on the Sergeant. However, he saved both of them, unfortunately for me. But now he has to roll to see if he can get into assault. So the first squad needed 9 inches to get into, and since he failed his first one in their assault squads, they had to roll again. However, he failed his second attempt, and the first squad could not get into combat. The second one needed 10 inches, and he failed both of them again. So neither squad actually got into combat. So that concludes turn 1. However, there are still at least 4 more turns of epicness. So who do you think will win? Leave a comment in the comments section down below. And when you're ready, click on the link below to go to part 2 of this battle report.